And go.
Here we are.
Here we are. Here we go.
We're back. You came back.
Came back.
Didn't know if you were coming back.
Come back from the City of Angels. Well, it was interesting. You get out of town, man.
You got home just in time for the mess. There was a mess down there. The truckers and the stuff.
Yeah, all that. Yeah, I missed all that.
And then all the traffic for the Super Bowl was, I guess.
Was it?
Oh,
yeah. Yeah, it was all right. We drove around. We went to Forest Lawn Mausoleum, which has an art museum in it.
Yeah, we should welcome back everybody.
Right, yes. Thank you for joining us.
Thanks for dropping by. Thanks for being patient with us. We got so excited about talking about Art's trip, but stop me if I've heard this is back. We had a week off. We had our listenership went in the toilet, but we're back, so here we go.
So now it'll just be around the rim of the toilet.
Right, I know, sorry. Well, speaking of toilets, you went down to LA we have our levels to do here yet.
No, we're good, we just came here.
And we have you went down to see Liam.
Went down to see my son and help him get situated, and the idea was to teach him some things to cook. And I did bring a rice cooker to give him and taught him how to make a casserole in it. And so he's confident with that.
So he was home all that time knowing it was going. He didn't
want to learn. So now he does.
Yeah.
I showed him how to make a couple of simple things. And his landlord had given him a cast iron skillet that was completely rusted. Because she's like, I don't want this anymore. If you want it, you can have it. And then I took some steel wool to it and went to town on it for a while and turned it into a usable cast iron skillet.
Wonderful. Those are really expensive.
Those are very expensive. He'll have that for decades.
He should never give that away.
That's what I said.
I gave mine away. I always regret it. Yeah, regret
They're expensive, and you take care of them. You can give them to your grandkids.
Yeah.
Anyhow. And then second day of setting up his kitchen was like a flea market when I got there. It was just random things around the kitchen, in the sink, on the counters.
Yeah.
And I turned it into a kitchen. I said, hey, let's put the plates up in this cupboard. Hey, maybe we'll put the cups next to them.
Yeah, really. What a concept.
Yeah.
What a concept. Really, the first time in the kitchen, Liam, you ever reached for the same thing?
It was all
cupboard?
just
I know.
kind of in the general area of the room. Then that second day, I was like, wait a minute, he's moving in a week. What the hell am I doing? Setting up his kitchen for him.
Oh my God.
And who knows if he'll even have a kitchen in the next place. Anyhow, it was worth it just to see him, just to get down there. Got to see Kathy Ladman and had lunch with her.
Our buddy. Oh, hi Kathy, I hope you're listening.
It was just great. Having lunch on the Venice Beach boardwalk.
Oh my gosh.
Skaters going by us in 84-degree weather. And,
it was beautiful down there while you were there. It was like 90 for the Super Bowl.
Leaving Portland and being around for that, I'm telling you. It was great. Get out of town. The only downside, of course, flying right now. I didn't know about Spirit Airlines.
And when you told me you were flying Spirit, first of all, you told me United, and I went,
the first leg of the trip.
Oh God, don't fly United. There's a direct from Portland to Burbank on Alaska. Just what are you doing?
I was cheap. I could have spent another $250 and been on Alaska. By the time I looked, there wasn't much to choose from. But United was okay. I paid an extra $100 for quote unquote first class. Because I've never flown first class. It's on my bucket list. You know how you go by normally on a flight, and there's people lounging back like an emperor.
Right. Yeah.
With people fanning them.
Yeah. they've got cocktails and food and stuff.
They're just looking at you like, oh, I'm glad I'm not you. And so I thought, well, I'm going to be that guy for one time. One leg of one trip. Paid the $100. Turns out, first class on that flight didn't mean much. It meant an extra 6 inches of leg room and an extra armrest. Nothing else. There were still pretzels and
no booze. They're not serving booze.
No, there was no time.
They're not supposed to anymore because
of the way things are. Well, they did. They had booze. I just didn't. I wasn't in the mood.
I would with all the whack jobs on the. I wouldn't serve any booze. No way.
So speaking of the whack jobs, on the way back, Spirit, quite a drop. It's your budget airlines.
Budget.
So it's just like a bingo
You got
party.
a guy pedaling. There's a guy pedaling trying to keep the baby in the air.
It was the Flintstones airline. Yeah.
Right.
It was not glamorous. Even sitting in the Burbank airport waiting to fly back, there was oh good, I'm sitting off in the corner here, nobody around it. Some guy, bald-headed, tattooed guy, sits 2 seats over from me, and then a buddy comes across and sits across the aisle for him, and starts talking about, when we get to Vegas, they don't have the mask mandate. God, I'm over that a year ago. People that do masks, and like he's getting really boisterous. People that do masks are sheeple. Like, so everyone can hear him.
Of course.
Just trying to start something.
Right.
And just being a dick about it. You had COVID early on. It's nothing. It was like a little minor cold. I went golfing. I had the best score I've ever had out. It's like, so dude, you knew you had COVID and you went out in public.
Right. You didn't say that.
Oh no, I just got up and walked away. Just over in time to hear him say he works on a film set. Great.
Oh God.
Yeah, he's like a grip or something. So then they were boisterous. We get on the airline and it was like going on a school field trip with a bunch of 7th graders. They were all just barking stuff about the flotation device and just idiotic comments like they'd never been on a plane before. One guy in front of me comes into the plane and goes, "So can I just sit anywhere then?" It's like, dude, it doesn't work like that.
Really? He didn't know he had a
apparently
seat?
Didn't know that you have an assigned seat.
Oh my God.
So this is who's on there. This is actually on.
This is going to Vegas.
Heading to Vegas.
Out of Burbank? Out of Burbank?
Out of Burbank.
Oh my
so then,
God.
The funniest part to me was that we get in the air and the pilot says, "Due to turbulence, I'm sorry, we apologize, we're not going to have any beverage service," which, whatever, I didn't care. But that made it much more comical when the flight attendant was walking up and down the aisles with a big bag open going, "Trash, trash, trash." So apparently there's no trash because we haven't been served anything. It was just some sort of like a running commentary that she was just commenting on the people she was
just
walking
trash,
by.
You're trash.
So if you got a bag open, that's what I learned. If you want to tell people what you really think of
just
them,
open your bag and go trash.
have a garbage bag. No. So that cracked me up. Trash. Yeah, you too.
Right back at you, honey. Anyway.
Anyhow, we made it home safe, but it was just tension. The tension level just goes up. And in the Vegas airport, there was 350, 400 pounders with a mask down over their chin, just like, kill me, go ahead.
I don't. It's just insane.
It's insane.
And they're saying
denial.
that the Super Bowl. I mean, Vegas was packed
Mm-hmm.
for Super Bowl Sunday.
Was it?
Oh God, and it always is. But
I guess.
but now it's like they're going. Well, they're expecting another big surge in Nevada. They haven't really slowed down. That's one of the states that hasn't slowed down. But anyway.
So anyhow.
Well, Spirit. The good news I was going to tell you, Spirit and Frontier are merging.
Oh, good.
Frontier the Frontier Spirit, so you can expect jerky. It's going to be the Frontier Spirit is more like, people get to carry weapons on the plane. It's like that's what they should just call it. Just
if you want a cocktail, you have to trade a couple furs for it.
Honestly, it's the Frontier Spirit airline. There you go.
Well,
no, they really are. They're merging. They're saying they're going to have the most planes in the air.
Oh boy,
it's frightening. But anyway.
Yeah, it'll come around.
Wow.
But yep.
Well, that
was good to have that one out of the way. It was stressful. It felt like work. Honestly, it didn't feel like a luxury getaway. It just felt like work and.
Well, you got to drive by your old apartment, yours and Dave's.
And that was fun from 88, 89. That was great, seeing the place on Camarillo Boulevard. It's okay apartment.
They were nice. They were okay.
Yeah.
I mean, they had to be. David was like, when we went to see it, we went to see it.
Yeah.
He and Kathy, I think, saw it first, and then he had me come over, and I was like,
Yeah.
He was just checking every corner, ever for dust, and it was just like, Dave, it's clean. It's pretty clean.
He was definitely a neat freak.
And you just,
That was great.
And he had a little deck, and he had a little barbecue out there, and you guys had their living
Swimming
room.
pool.
The living room was relatively big.
Yeah. I mean, for the times, it was $760 a month for a 2-bedroom.
Right.
Which you can't touch a studio now under 1400.
No, Nick and I had up in Burbank on 6th and Olive.
Right.
We had an upper. It was a 2-story U shape, and we had the upper with a an outdoor deck. We had a pool. It was 2-bedroom, 2-bath.
Wow.
And it was good size, and it was like $700.
Yeah, right.
It was
pay
so
your
cheap.
bills easily.
It was so cheap.
Inflation has gone up much slower than apartment
Well,
than
it
housing.
seemed like a lot then, but I mean, I was working a lot, so.
Right, we could certainly meet that.
Yeah, it was not, I paid a little bit more so I could park underground, which ended up, I didn't park underground. Nick parked underground because I was gone.
Oh.
But that's fine.
Yeah.
But and we were across the street from a church, and we had the parking lot over there for our friends to park in.
Nice.
Yeah, it was great. Yeah.
Yeah, things
We
have
lived there
changed.
for 6 years.
I was surprised how little things had changed. I mean,
Really?
well, yeah, I mean, the traffic was still bad. Like that neighborhood in Camarillo was almost the same.
I kind of wish I had gone down. I would have liked to have seen it during the pandemic because,
Yeah, right.
like Portland, there was no traffic anywhere.
Yeah, right. For a while.
No,
No, it wouldn't have
there was
been.
no
It wouldn't have been
traffic.
cool to go to the LA freeways during the height of it.
Just to see that,
Yeah.
Well, just even driving through Seattle was just like, whoa.
Yeah.
There's nobody out
Just
here.
last man on earth kind of.
Yeah, Brad Upton was going, I'm on the freeway, he's doing 90, because he's driving that Cadillac. and he goes, the guy in front of him is doing 80. Come on, pal. I mean, he was just like, I was laughing. I was going, no. But anyway, because there was no traffic. But
Nice.
yeah, Super Bowl was, and you watched the Super Bowl.
Yeah, so I'm a sports fan. I was a LA Ram fan when I was a kid. That was my first team.
Oh, was that right?
Of any kind. Was the LA Rams. I liked the helmets, and that was back when they had the Fearsome Foursome. They had Jack and Jim Youngblood, Rosie Greer.
Rosie Greer.
Yeah, right.
Oh.
Yeah. And who else they have? They had Jack Snow and Roman Gabriel. Those were my heroes.
Oh, Roman Gabriel, yeah.
Yeah. And then, because Dad would let me stay home from church, they said, I'm not a sports fan. And I was all about the Rams for years and years until they moved to St. Louis, and then it was like hard to really care. Anyhow, I was happy for them. It was fun to see it.
I heard that fourth quarter touchdown was quite a deal.
It was amazing. The guy I was with, watching the Super Bowl with, he has this habit, like, the minute one team scores, the guy, game over. That's it, game over.
You're kidding me.
And I was like, it's only a 4-point difference right now. You sure? That's it. They can't even make a first down. It's over. So I'm like, we'll see. Sure enough, they come back and score a touchdown.
So did you call it? Did you kind of wish you'd bet on the?
Oh no, I don't want to. That stresses me out betting. He and his friend both made bets that they lost. So
they bet on the Bengals, or they bet on the spread.
Other things
on the spread,
like who the first score would be.
Right.
Stuff like that, random stuff. You can bet on the coin toss. You can bet on
everything.
You
can bet on who
about
scratches their nuts first.
Right. Bet on the halftime. You watched the halftime.
I did. This morning, because I didn't watch the game, and I thought, I should watch the halftime.
Right.
And this is my, because I'm watching it on YouTube. And on YouTube, I don't know if everybody has this, but I must have closed caption on.
Right.
Well, you can't, I was laughing so hard. They're trying to close caption the rap songs, and it was just gobbledygook and
Just
didn't make any sense.
just stressing it out.
I'm going, this poor machine, I'm sure it's computer generated, but I'm not sure.
I don't know how that works
but,
now. But
I mean,
it wasn't good.
Nobody understood. You had to know the
Otherwise,
song. And that
closed
was one of
captions.
the things that some guy on Twitter went crazy.
Yeah.
Going, this should never have been in front of children. This is he was sexually triggered, basically.
Oh God!
Because he was like,
people love to get.
And
indignant.
I was watching, and I thought, Mary Kay Blige. Is it Mary J or Mary
See,
Kay?
this is what we did. It was a room full of 6 white people watching the halftime ceremonies, trying to figure out who the other people were besides Snoop Dogg.
Oh, yeah. Well, I knew,
really
you know,
knew.
I saw her.
You knew Mary Kay Blige.
I knew right away.
Well, when they said the names, I went, oh, okay, yeah, that's right.
I'm glad she was on there. But
Dr. Dre, I wouldn't have recognized him in 100
I think there
years.
should have been more women, but I love the dancers. I love they had the good chubby girl dancers, man. I love the chubby girl.
Yeah.
I would dance their asses off.
Yeah,
They're so great.
Oh, yeah.
And I just thought
it was all over the top.
Well, the Gen Xers were feeling like, wait a minute, now they're playing our music. Usually it's it would be like Prince, or it was like
Prince was the best.
Prince was the best, but
singing Purple Rain
Katy Perry
in a driving rain.
Yeah, that was amazing.
You
Katy
can't top
Perry
that.
also kicked it. She really, when they flew her
Lady
in,
Gaga was good.
But they were all feeling like this was their music, and they're like, well, we're getting old. We're the old guys. Yeah, you are. This is it's your time. Yeah.
I think it's like a step behind, because when I was watching it early on, it used to be Up With People. That was the halftime entertainment.
Well, I got to tell you, the first. I
remember that.
And they're singing and dancing and with their umbrellas and shit. Yeah, they had. So I went looking after I watched the halftime on YouTube. I went and I looked up the first. I was watching these. I love those colorized. They do colorized videos and pictures of. They did one of LA. They took somebody had a film up and they colorized it. It was 1940s, and I watch those sometimes because I find them fascinating. Because you get to see.
Oh yeah, I see that sometimes too. Yeah.
So anyway,
brings it to life. Yeah.
So there was one in the 60s, and I went, oh, I'm going to click on that, and then I realized they were talking about the Super Bowl. So I backed it up, and do you remember what year the first Super Bowl was?
Let's see. I'm going to say 60.
No. I thought it was earlier too. I thought it was earlier too, but it wasn't. It was 1967.
Oh.
1967. It was the Kansas City Chiefs
and the Green Bay Packers. 67.
1967. And
I guess my memories are faulty.
They don't. Kansas City can't call themselves the Chiefs anymore. What are they? Kansas City?
No, they call themselves the Chiefs. The Washington Redskins are no longer the Washington Redskins.
Well, the Chiefs should probably change it too.
All right, they're now the Washington.
They are
something that's totally forgettable. Clearly.
No, they are something else. I saw it too.
No.
I liked it though.
Yeah,
Commanders.
That's right.
Commanders.
Washington Commanders. Yeah.
That's great.
I guess.
Yeah, I mean it's strong. It's strong. It's not, it's indicative of the city. But
at least they're not the Richland Bombers. That was the name that was bound.
I know. Yeah. With the cloud.
With the atomic bomb explosion on the side of their helmet.
Yeah, that was there.
Because that's where the nuclear.
Great, but halftime, Super Bowl 1967.
Yeah. Oh.
Here's the deal. 2 bands played. 2 college bands probably played for it. 2 college bands played for it. And they had a soloist trumpeter.
Okay, cool.
Who played. And they had the Bell Rocket Airman.
Wow.
It was a guy with a jetpack. Because in 1967, that was off the charts.
Oh yeah, God.
That's what the big draw was the jet guy.
So their viewership probably went up into the hundreds of thousands.
Well, every little boy in the world was going, I want one of those.
Oh yeah, right.
That kind of thing.
We've been told.
Yeah, so I thought
that's cool.
I Googled him. I went, who is the Bell Rocket Airman? And it's a guy with a jetpack, basically.
And he was probably just as famous in his time as the guy who now goes, let's get ready to rumble. That guy tours and makes big bucks.
Well, it's the top of his resume. He played the first Super Bowl.
He's got one line.
I flew at the first Super Bowl.
Oh, they got the Rocket Man?
Yeah, the Rocket guy.
That's cool.
Pretty awesome. But anyway, I thought that was pretty fun. So,
cool.
you just had a fun-filled week.
And the Olympics, I've been trying to watch. It's so much harder to get into the winter. I try. I really do. I like the spirit of competition. Figure skating, now we had the Russian, 15-year-old Russian girl who's just a thing of beauty to watch. She's just her interpretations and her
Well,
technical
she's built like
expertise.
a 5-year-old.
I don't know.
moves.
She looks pretty muscular.
No, she's very
She
muscular.
can land
No, she's very muscular. Is she the
or
one? She's
whatever.
not the one that did the triple,
quad.
the quad thing.
Mhm.
She was the first woman to do it.
I don't know. That's what they said. But then I was hearing Johnny Weir and Tara Lipinski, were talking about other skaters that had landed other ones. I don't really know, but maybe it's a certain kind of a quad that she.
It was an impressive.
Was the
It was
first.
very impressive.
Yeah,
she was really amazing.
It's just the pressure that's on a 15-year-old girl,
Yeah.
15-year-old Russian girl, because they'll just kill her family if she doesn't do well.
She doesn't have any
It's
relatives in Ukraine.
So then they investigated her because they found out that over Christmas she had done some illegal substance that was supposed to affect your heart. I think that's what it was.
Help her heart.
I don't know. It has an effect on your heart. Some medicine or something that she took back then, and the tests supposedly just came back, like just now. And so that in the end, the Olympic Committee decided, well, she doesn't really have the time to build a defense. You can't give her 3 days to build a legal defense.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to let her skate.
You got toothache?
What? Oh, I'm just lazy. Are we still on?
Yeah. So they gave her 3 days?
Well, they told her about it 3 days before they were going to make a decision. And in the end, they decided to let her skate. They're going to let her continue with the Olympics, and Johnny Weir and Tara Lipinski not happy about it because they're like, oh, that's a double standard. You can't do that. So, there's a lot of controversy about it. And my money says she's probably going to fall because now she's a controversial figure that a lot of people are pulling against, which is not fair. Poor little girl, her trainers knew what they were doing. They knew that this substance was banned, and it's not the first time that the Russian coaches have decided they should be.
The whole Russian Olympic team is suspect.
Well, that's why they can't call themselves
years.
Russia anymore or show the flag if they're Russian Olympic Committee, because the whole team was doping.
Well, yeah, summer and winter. I mean, it's just like, okay,
yeah,
really. That woman in the Summer Olympics, the weightlifters, really? No steroids, really? Yeah. She has a dick. Okay, there's a problem here.
She's gonna, Yeah,
this is,
I know. And a beard.
And a beard.
Full beard.
Really?
The one thing I'm glad the Super Bowl didn't do this year is the heartwarming commercials. Where they try to tug at your heartstrings.
Right.
They might have had a couple of those, but it was more funny and
I didn't
comedy.
see any of them.
I always enjoy that. But the Olympic commercials now, on the other hand, are just going straight for the heartstrings. It's all about overcoming adversity. And so apparently, watching these Olympic commercials, about half of the American Olympic team is missing a limb of some sort. It's either a leg or an arm or both. Because every commercial you see now is somebody on an artificial leg, or it's this special kind of. It's not special Olympics.
Well, we've had a couple that had a bad car accident that did lose limbs after they competed, but not during it. I mean. Oh
well, there's a special category of people.
Okay, I see. Okay.
But it's like all you see in the commercials, and it's supposed to be more heart rate. Well, good on you. If you're that person, I'm happy for you in your life, and that's great that you're able to overcome that. But after about the 9th one, it loses its emotional impact. I got to tell you.
Well, yeah, and
I don't know.
Well, money talks, bullshit walks. So they paid for those spots. So they have to play them.
Yeah, they will.
But also,
or
limps doesn't walk at limps.
And then there's always the curling, which is always hilarious.
Well, I love the pants.
Curling
pants are amazing.
They
put men in those fucking pants, and they should be on a golf course. It's like crazy.
Oh God, yeah. That's the winter equivalent of synchronized swimming for me.
Well, yeah.
It's the silly one.
This is a bunch of drunk guys that got together one night, and that was their thing. They were bored to tears.
It's like one slight level above. What do they call it? The little beanbag game.
Oh, a hacky sack?
No, they would throw it in a little.
Cornhole?
Yeah, cornhole. It's just like the ice version of cornhole. And it's really kind of what it is. Only serious. People take this internationally. They take this sport very seriously.
It's really crazy. It's
but
like,
okay, okay.
Somebody dropped a tic tac.
That's how all sports get started.
Threw the iron off, or whatever the hell it is.
Clean that up. Oh, I can't. It's moving.
It's just so crazy. You can't get these guys to sweep the floor at the house.
And they're not really in shape either. You look at these curlers. It's just like, they got a cigarette in one hand and they're hustling down.
And they put those pants on. They're so proud of those fucking. Is it Norway has
one of those
crazy,
teams has the most bizarre.
And you know that their wives can't get them in a pair of slacks to go over to a dinner party to save their life.
Right, yeah.
But but they'll put these on for national television. It's like, are you kidding me? It's just, I was like, and I guess they're just notorious. Every year it gets brighter and brighter and brighter and brighter.
Yeah.
And it's just like, Joanne's Fabric had a sale. There you go. It's the fabric we're using. Just crazy.
One of the Americans looks like the dude too. Have you seen him? Shoulder length hair.
No.
He just looks like he should be doing air guitar all the way to skating down.
I'm telling you, this is the result of a pot-filled evening.
It's got to be
with somebody on ice fishing that's not getting a bite.
Anything, so they
all get together and they're just fucking around on the ice one night, and they decide to create this stupid sport.
Hey, look at this! Look at my sweep over here. It kind of makes it go over this way.
Yeah. Right, it's just crazy.
Yeah, it's great.
It's boredom. It's boredom and mother of invention.
Trouble is, I really try. I'm a big sports enthusiast. I love watching most any sport, and I'll give anything a try. But it's getting harder to really get into it. I enjoy the figure skating, maybe some hockey.
The snowboarding is pretty amazing this year.
Yeah.
The women are kicking ass.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they're doing well.
We've had a few snowboarders. I don't know, and that's all right. I don't care about the medal count, honestly. Why does it have to be? To me, the Olympics is like, let's find a commonality as human beings. Let's find something.
Well, right now, that's what we need. We don't need medals.
Right. Yeah.
We don't need medals.
Yeah, exactly.
We just need everybody to be okay. I saw
We're
that
not killing each other. Yeah.
I saw one video of the snowboarder, the guy, redhead. He was the famous one.
Shaun White.
Yeah, Shaun White, and he had his. They have those straps that they wear, and they collect pins. Everybody gives pins away from different countries, and some of these pins are fabulous. His was just packed. He had and he showed all these pins that people, and I thought, now that's cool. That would be so much fun to collect pins from other countries, and from other athletes and stuff. And then all of them some of them were just really elaborate. Some of them were just like, well, let's just slap this together and see what, but other ones were like, wow, those are awesome. And they're different every year. So that's a real collection. Those are really interesting. That's from a woman's, you got to have jewelry. There's got to be jewelry. So anyway, I know that's crazy, but.
You notice in the outfits more.
I do. It's like, okay, well, let me see what they're wearing.
Yeah.
And I like those figure skating outfits and stuff. I always want to see what they talk the men into wearing.
It's always fun to see what Johnny Weir has decided to wear.
Well, he's kind of eclectic.
Yeah, he's very eccentric.
Yeah, eccentric and eclectic.
He looked like Big Bird half the time, or
I love the humor. Sometimes the humor is amazing.
He's a great spokesman. He really is. He's smart, and I like what he has to say every time he opens his mouth.
Well, that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
So, and they're over when? Aren't they over this week sometime?
Maybe, another 5 days or something. I don't know.
Something like that. Yeah. And
I'm not sure.
It's kind of a letdown because there's no pity in the audiences.
Yeah, it's not quite the same.
No.
With hardly anybody watching it. It just doesn't, the excitement's just not quite there.
I mean, yeah. So that's the other thing. So, So, I gotta check this. Sorry.
Okay, you can check your phone.
I gotta check my phone. This is crazy. This should not take this long. You've been, we were talking about, you've been carrying on with your project, your new project.
My learning project.
And what is that?
This time around, I was stumbled across, I did how-to. I just went how to, in a YouTube search, and then how to, and I'd punch a letter like the letter P, and it would say how to, poke a rhinoceros or whatever. How to L, and it would come up with some how to learn your own another language. I came across the Lucid
YouTube,
Dreaming
on YouTube or on
YouTube. Yeah.
Oh, cool. Okay.
Yeah, it's just all these possibilities to see if there's something I could learn.
Yeah.
And I stumbled across Lucid Dreaming. You know what that is, of course.
I do.
I
do.
I knew what the term meant, and I've had that happen a couple of times in my life.
I do it on dates all the time.
Now, when you're falling asleep, you're sort of in that sleeping REM state.
No, I'm not even there. I'm usually in the car with the guy. Yeah, it's lucid dreaming. Go ahead.
I'm awake, but I'm not.
I really am just. I'm putting on my I'm interested face. Anyway, so you're lucid dreaming.
Yeah. So I learned. I'm trying to learn how you go about it. What's the techniques to get to where you can actually recognize you're in a dream, and inside the dream go, oh, I'm dreaming. Oh, look, I'm going to create a tree right over there. I'm going to fly. You can do it. It's your world.
I love flying dreams.
So there you go.
I love flying
you want to
dreams.
fly, learn how to lucid dream.
Okay.
And it turns out I'm not the only person. There's a lot of people that are really into it, including Albert Einstein, Salvador Dali.
Oh yeah, well Salvador Dali pretty much brought that right into the
imagine he
into
was.
the conscious realm, yeah.
Lewis Carroll, Stephen King.
Yep.
Says he gets a lot of ideas from his dreams, and the idea is that you use it as a tool to unlock your subconscious creativity or solve a problem that you haven't been able to solve with your conscious mind. And I haven't gotten there yet. You're supposed to do these techniques where you meditate before your bed, and I have a hard time with that. And then, or another one is you do something awake that you couldn't do in a dream. Like you count your fingers, 1, 2, 3, 4, and touch them together. 5, 6, 7, 8. I know I have 10 fingers, but my thumbs are.
He's not counting his thumbs.
I'm not counting the thumbs. And you do something like that, and then if you suspect you're dreaming and you're in a dream and you try to do that, it won't work. It'll get convoluted somehow. So you get in the habit of doing this before you go to bed every night. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, or whatever. I have 9 fingers apparently. So, and then if you develop this habit, that your mind will kind of lock into that, and then maybe it'll bring that little theme into the dream, and it'll jolt you into that kind of lucid dreaming state. And then the other one is to wake up during your longest REM cycle is in the morning. It's like maybe 4 or 5 hours worth. That's where all the real dreaming goes crazy. And then you wake up towards morning. Don't get up. Don't get out of bed. Don't do anything except for don't even get up to pee. And then just kind of get more comfortable, reposition yourself, get comfortable, and try to re-enter the last dream you had.
I've done that
with a conscious.
Lots of times.
Okay, but with the state of mind that I'm going to take my conscious mind there with me, and then tapping your fingers on the pillow, like your 2 index and middle fingers, tap, 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 tap. That is something that keeps your conscious mind, because you have to consciously do it. It requires the conscious mind to be able to continue doing that until you fall asleep. And hopefully, the trouble is I tried that, and as soon as I start to drift off, I go, oh no, I'm not tapping my fingers, and I jolt, and I'd wake up. So I'm not there yet. And also I woke up and went, there's no way I'm not going to pee. I have to pee. What am I going to do? So I haven't really learned it, and it takes a while, and then you dream journal every morning, which is always interesting to yourself, nobody else.
Oh, no, it is, yeah.
Nobody wants to hear your dreams.
No, nobody, and you really shouldn't share them. And,
no.
I actually try. What's interesting is I've done this since I was a kid. When you have a really good dream, and it's real clear, and you wake up and you remember it really well.
Yeah, right.
You go back to bed that night, and you go back into that dream.
And you still remember it.
I've done it so many times. I've gone back into that dream.
Well, Catherine says she can do that too.
I've gone back into that dream and had a conversation with people, or I'll be back in the place that I really loved. And and I'll wake up and, be really happy, or, it's really interesting. And this is where and Dwight's done the same thing, but it's sleeping in a hotel room bed is so overly shocking for me sometimes.
Yeah, right.
Because I don't know what I'm dreaming. I have no idea. Sometimes it's violent. Sometimes it's just sadness. Sometimes it's so not my. It's not my world. It's just not my world. I'm in somebody else's world who has had a very vivid REM sleep dream or something like that. I just pick it up. So I don't tamper too much with what I've got now. I don't really want to bring my consciousness into it because, but I mean, it's interesting. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
I just think, and I think kids have, I see these all the time. I see these, there's a YouTube channel about psychologists that talk to children who have found, parents have found them, little kids between, verbal and 3 or 4. They come in the room and they're talking to somebody. And you go, who are you talking to?
Oh,
and they see people. They, they have that, and, did you dream this person?
Wow.
Sometimes, yes, sometimes he's in my dreams, but most of the time he's right here or whatever. And they have conversations. I mean, and then or they remember a past life and they say, you weren't my mommy in my life, but, or they'll drive by someplace and go, that's where we used to live.
Wow. Yeah.
We've had kids. I've known 2 children that have done that to a friend of ours, who's vividly described her last life.
Oh, interesting.
It's very interesting. It's funny how that your mind is just so. There's so many little rooms in there.
Yeah, right.
So this conscious of this lucid dreaming is fascinating. I'm hoping you.
I'm going to learn some more about it. I'm having fun.
Maybe you should bring your journal in and let's take a listen.
Maybe I will. There's some weird ones.
I know, it's really strange. Yeah. I had a dream I remembered this morning, which is strange, and it's not worth talking about. But I woke up and went, wow, okay, so this happened and that happened, and I remembered it. Now I can't, but I did verbally say out loud, I did this, I did that.
Right. Well, that's what they say. When you first wake up, within the first 5 minutes, when you first wake up, you can remember up to maybe 90% of the dream. 5 minutes later, it's only like 50%, and then an hour later, you're lucky if you remember any of it.
Right.
So
I think as I get older, I think it's less. But yes, it's less.
Last 2 mornings, I've woken up and tried to remember my dream. I knew I was dreaming, but it's like, God, I don't know what I was dreaming.
Right.
So you have to wake up at a certain point in the dream.
Sometimes I wake up and look for bruises or wounds.
You see your bed anywhere?
Yeah, if I hurt myself in my sleep or lashed out at something and hit my arm or whatever. Yeah, that's So. Oh, and you were telling me you had another story that we were on the phone the other day, and you were going to tell me something about your dining room, but we didn't get to it.
Yeah, speaking of dreams, this is a nightmare scenario.
Okay. Okay.
We're sitting in the dining room the day before yesterday. Or yesterday? No. Either yesterday or the day before. And Catherine looked down in the chair and she thought it was like little caraway seeds or something like that. And then she noticed they were moving. So
this is in your dining room?
And the chair next to our dining room table.
Oh.
And she looked and it was little larvae that were there. And we started going, where are they coming from? And then we noticed and there was here and there, they were on the table as well.
On your dining room table?
On dining room table. And what we found was that we noticed they were falling from the light fixture up above us. No. Something crawled in the crawl space or the space between the 2 floors and died. And the flies landed their larvae in there and they're wiggling out of it.
Oh my God.
Tell me that's not a nightmare. Absolute nightmare.
That is a nightmare.
So what we had to do is put a big tray of vinegar underneath it so it would catch them. And that worked and it killed them as they were falling. But then they started coming out another light socket, so we put another tray down. It was
and you can't get
disgusting.
You can't get in that space between the floors.
You can't get there. That's
You'd
the
have
trouble.
to go in through the ceiling and physically break the ceiling up.
Yeah, we'd have to actually break the floor up or something like that to get there.
Upstairs, break the floor down.
Between one or the other.
Pull up hardwood.
Yeah, we'd have to destroy some structural stuff just to get to it.
So this is an ongoing thing. You're going to have to keep.
Well, I'm going to go home and cover them all up so we don't have the flies from it. Next will be the next thing is the what's the Omen? Is that the movie?
Yeah.
It's going to be.
Oh my God, that's the grossest thing.
It's
terrible.
It's not like the only thing either. The other day, like we've got the weirdest stuff has been coming up that we have to suddenly deal with. A week and a half ago, I told you there was a coyote in our backyard. I went out to put the recycling.
Oh, Barry's had one in his yard too.
That's our neighborhood.
Yeah.
And they will kill your dog or cat if they're out at night.
Oh, they're hungry. Yeah.
It's really frightening. So we've been very careful about that. And we actually heard it killing a small creature at our next door neighbor's window just before dawn 2 mornings ago. It was horrifying and disturbing and just sad as it could possibly be. It was oh God, we're yelling out the window trying to get it to quit, and it was just the most disturbing thing. So we've only let Ruby out when we go with her at night.
Yeah, it's absolutely right.
And I always scout it out, and I always bring a flashlight and make sure there's nobody. I think I got the place patched up where it might have gotten in. We have a fenced yard. That's the weird thing.
They get in.
They're really clever little bastards. Yeah, turns out what you do, a big sheet of plywood, I painted a tunnel on it, and then I hung an anvil over that. Turns out they're not that wily. They're kind of dumb.
Here I am, I'm sucked in. What did you do? You really did that? So he thinks it's a hole,
he thinks it's a tunnel. He comes running full speed. Yeah. So we...
he sucked me in. I hate that.
The first part of the story was true. There actually was a coyote.
No, there's coyotes. There's been coyotes in Barry's backyard up on 32nd Place up near you.
Yeah, it's not their fault. They're just trying to live, and they get pushed out of their home.
Well, they also there's no restaurants anymore. They used to eat scraps and stuff out of the restaurants, and that's why there's so many rats too, because the restaurants are closed. And people are coming into your houses and stuff because it's they need, they're hard to trap. I told you I was on Facebook one time, and this is about a year and a half ago, and somebody posted this picture. She goes, I don't know whose dog this is. He's been in my backyard. I think he's hurt. He's over in the corner. I don't want to get close to him, but I would like to know if this is somebody's dog.
Oh, God.
The comments were it's not a dog, not a dog. Don't go near it. Do not pet that doggy. You need to call animal control.
Right.
That's a coyote.
Yeah.
And we see them, especially in the summertime.
Yeah. Yeah, they're around. They have to live somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
The city has invaded their home stomping grounds.
Well, it seems weird that it's so inland now. We're here by. Yeah. I have come home from a gig and come across the St. John's Bridge and seen a coyote coming from Forest Park, crossing the bridge.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to see him trotting down in the middle of the bridge in the middle of the night.
Wow.
But he's and I'm kind of going, well, okay.
It's looking for food.
Well, yeah. And we see him over here all the time because there's open fields and there's stuff like that.
I bet.
But and we now have eagles, which it's really funny because it's a cartoon, because all of a sudden you hear all the little birds are tweet 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 tweet. There's all kinds of noise in the trees, tweeting and tweeting in the morning. La, 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 la. Everybody's having a good time and having, I've got bird feeders and stuff, and all of a sudden you hear nothing. And then you hear the cry of the kestrel, or you hear the hawk cry, and I'm going,
oh God,
Bubba's in town.
A vicious predator, man. Those things.
Well, they are. They keep the crows away though, because the crows don't like them. Mm-hmm. But anyway, that's the grossest story about your dining room.
I know. God, I wish hopefully.
I'm gonna have somebody go up in my crawl space though, because I keep hearing things up there, and I don't think there's anything up there. I think it's just me, but I've never been up there.
Right.
I'm never going up there. I will have somebody go up there, but I'm not. It's not going to be me. But So I wanted to talk about this book. Can I?
Yeah.
Let me just reach over.
Yeah, sure, by all means.
You and I, from time to time, have, we've pushed people's, we had Steve on, Steve Bluestein, this is a woman who's actually my brother-in-law's sister, so I don't know what she is to me, but she's a lovely person. And she's written 3 books.
Right.
Her name is Dawn Smart.
Okay. Do we want to show it?
Yeah. This is called...
For the people who are watching this on YouTube.
Yeah. It's called Unexpected Event. And this is a woman who's my age. And she started a writing, or she joined a writing group. She lives up in Union, Washington, which is right on the Hood. It was on Hood Canal. It's a little burg up there. It's very cute.
What Washington?
Union.
Okay.
Union, Washington. And she's always wanted to write, and she's written 3 books. And they're all really good. You can buy it on Amazon. But this was one that I was, you know how someone really well, and you just, and she wrote this book, and it's sci-fi, and it's so different. And it takes place in Southern Oregon. And it's about a 15-year-old girl who survives a catastrophic event that happens worldwide.
Okay.
Where sorry everybody.
Checking your phone. Yeah.
Why don't you let's come
okay.
back.
She's gonna check her phone for something.
I have somebody in the hospital. Hold on. Okay. Thanks everybody.
We're back on. She had to take that message.
Okay. This is called Unexpected Events. And I'm not a sci-fi lover. I mean, I read JP's book I liked.
Right.
But this is really good. It takes place in Southern Oregon. And I'm going to read the back cover so you can get an idea of what it is. Despite enduring predictions in the science fiction literature, the actual occurrence surprised everyone. Despite enduring predictions in the science fiction literature, the actual occurrence surprised everyone. Surprise wasn't even a big enough word. Shocked, terrified, panicked would be more like it. One by one, people began to disappear without a sound.
Well,
in the blinking of an eye, no one really saw it happening. 1 minute someone would be there, and the next minute, in an instant, they would be gone. In every city around the globe, in every city, every continent, every country, every family lost someone. Then more than someone. Ultimately, the few souls that were left on earth began the struggle to discover how they would live. One of those who was left was Emily Anders, age 15. Living alone in Southern Oregon, Southwest Oregon, this is how the story begins, with Emily's survival. What follows is an exploration of the path of her life takes as she manages the realities of a changed existence.
Interesting, yeah.
It is that's
a great premise.
Theme.
I've seen other science fiction shows where a bunch of people all disappear at the same time.
But this is...
And then humanity has to continue on.
Right.
But I've never seen it where they just start individually just popping, blink, and going away like that.
And you don't hear it. You don't hear it coming.
Yeah.
Just like I'd be sitting talking to you, and all of a sudden you'd be gone.
It's good.
It's a fascinating book, and it's not big. You can read this in a day,
right,
or less. It's $12 on Amazon. It's called An Unexpected Event. We'll put the cover of it on our Facebook page. Her name is Dawn Smart, and it's a great book, and it's about how would you survive,
right?
How
Suddenly there was no phone company or utility company,
and all of a sudden, there's and people just started leaving the planet all of a sudden.
Right.
It's fascinating.
Well, you'd be looking over your shoulder for one thing, wouldn't you?
Well, and why a 15-year-old girl? Why are some left? So few left, but there's some that are left.
Right.
And she, it's the encounter of, how are you going to survive by yourself? And then if you find somebody, how do you both keep going?
Yeah, well, that's it. I would I'd definitely read that or watch that if it were a show.
It's
or
a
whatever.
fascinating,
Sounds like
it's
a great
fascinating.
premise.
Yeah, it's a great premise. Yeah, it's
Yeah.
good. So anyway, unexpected events, everybody. And Dawn, this is a really good book. I hope you're listening because I really enjoy it. So, and with that, thanks for everybody for being patient with me. And everybody, and Art, it's so good to have you back.
Yeah.
I know you're.
It's nice to be home again. It was like I said,
I know, I
it was
picked you
much
up that
work.
night.
It was fun.
I felt so bad for you because you'd been in that damn airport in Vegas
wearing a
for
mask
5 years.
for 9 or 10 straight
Yeah,
hours,
it's a long
I can tell you just about cuts your ears off. So it was.
Well, you got that long face from here to
I got a big melon. There's no getting around it.
No, you don't. I know you don't. But yes, it's taxing. I don't know how people do it.
It's hard to do. And most of them at the Las Vegas airport didn't 50-50 anyhow. But anyhow. Yeah, it's nice to be home. It's nice to be back
And you tested when you
in
came
front
home.
of you guys. I didn't.
Okay.
I should probably, but I don't know.
Well, I mean, you showered after Vegas. That's what.
Yeah, right.
Like, ooh.
I felt fine all along. I still do. But
That's good.
maybe just to be cautious, I should have. But it feels like it's on the downswing. It really feels like it's less and less.
I'm hoping.
The numbers are going down.
Yeah.
The hospital numbers are going
Well,
down.
they're saying now that 4 months out, your boosters
Start to weaken.
Waning.
Right.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll sign up for the next one.
Oh God, I want my arm to be a punch card.
I just give me
10
just give me
punches, and the 11th is free.
I want those patches that you can put on that just injects, when you need it, every 3 months. Anyway.
I'll do whatever it takes to make this. It feels like we might maybe start to get our lives back a little bit. Not like it was before. It'll never be that.
No, I don't think so.
But it feels like maybe like the March they're talking about lifting the indoor mandates for masks in Oregon. So, I mean, there could be some certain degree of normalcy coming back. So I'm excited about that. Hopefully maybe this summer we'll have a summer kind of like last summer where there was a window of time there where we all felt more relaxed about it.
Good. I hope so too.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks a lot for having us in your ear again today. And we'll see you next time.
Thanks for joining us. See you next time.